Hey everyone, Stephen Young back again, another episode, Motivational Monday. So this week I got a great lesson for you. It's from a fantastic author, one of the best-selling authors of all time. He wrote a book. It's called The Purpose-Driven Life. This was his republished edition a few years back. He originally published, I think, 2005 or 2002. That book by Rick Warren is actually the highest-selling book of all time in nonfiction outside of the Bible itself. It's an incredible book. I highly recommend the book. It's The Purpose Driven Life. If you haven't seen it or haven't got it, definitely pick it up. It's a very spiritual book, which is, it's neither here nor there for that part, but there's some fantastic lessons in there. But the lesson itself I'm going to talk to you today, and what I want you to know for this week, doesn't come from the book itself, but it does come from the author, Rick. He gives an incredible analogy about playing poker, a hand of poker. And he goes, most people in life are dealt either a good hand or a bad hand, and what you do with that hand is really up to you. And he covers four key areas. When you're born, you have essentially four areas of your life that you can't do anything about, and one area of your life that you can do everything about. So he talks about your physical limitations if you have any. So you may be born with what's your DNA makeup, right? What's your physiology? What's your physicality? Do you have any limitations there? He talks about your connections or your relationships. They're either good or bad. If you had a bad relationship as a child, doesn't mean you need to carry that through your entire life with you. He also talks about your circumstances. What you're born into, you have no choice in whatsoever. Yet a lot of people go through life and they rely on that crutch, if you will, and saying, look, this is my circumstance when I was born, so I'm just going to live my entire life like this. And he goes, you can't do that. And the last one is consciousness. And this one is a big one for me because most people go through life and they're unconsciously aware of what they're doing day to day. It's why they get the same results year after year after year. And for me, those four key areas, you really can't do anything about it. When you're first starting out as a young child and growing up, if you're surrounded by negativity and you're surrounded by things that are sort of out of your control, ultimately you end up being that. You basically live your thought process, which is where it talks about that consciousness, right? So your consciousness doesn't have to be true for it to come to life. So, you may believe that, you need to, work hard to earn money. That's not true, but, you may think that. So if you believe it, it's true. But if you potentially second guess it, then that's when you really start to see changes in life. So Rick really talks about the fifth one. It's really the key one, is choices. So you have a choice every single day that you wake up. You can choose to, let your circumstances dictate the rest of your life. You can choose to let your current monetary or bank account let you drive the rest of your life. You can choose to make physical limitations a challenge. You can choose to let your connections and relationships, whether they're negative in the past, to control what you experience in the future. Because you also have the choice to do the complete opposite of what you're getting. If you're not happy with what you're getting right now and the results you're getting, choose to make something different. Choose a different way through life. Choose a different path. And for me, it's an incredible lesson. So if you think about poker, for example, most professional poker players, even if they're dealt a bad hand, they can always win the pot because of their just technique and their choices of how they actually play the round. Are you raising? Are you bluffing? Like, what are you doing? So what you have to do is you have to also be consciously aware of your choices. So if you're dealt a bad hand in life, it's okay. You can still win in life. So that's my lesson for this week. It's my view from the top.